for me, it's really the interview process to get with these guys is what I really look forward to. And because you're going to be able to see them work out, you're going to see the combine, the pro days, watch the tape, but to be able to just kind of get a feel of their personality, their FBI, the problem solving, things of that nature. That's the real benefit, I know, for me.
You guys are the only organization that does this many moves, but can you just explain philosophically why the draft development design approach is right for you guys?
Yeah, I think that between Brad and myself, the success we've had in places that we've been has really been that way, and that's what it comes from. And you want to be a good team, you have to draft well, and then you re-sign those guys. I mean, that's your core, and then you find the right pieces of free agents to fill in with. So we both believe that, and so I think you got to be careful. You want to go spend top dollar on a free agent that's not your own. You want to know everything about that player before you bring him into your locker room. I mean, you can see the tape, all these, but whereas your own guys, you pay top dollar for your own guys that are worthy from production because you know everything about them, right? So it's something we believe in. It's something that we're going to continue to do. Hold on one second.
We spent a lot of time asking down the stretch just about your coordinators and the opportunities they were going to have. They ultimately are back with you. How meaningful is it that you were able to have the top of your staff back with you this year? And pulling out some opportunities there.
Yeah, very meaningful. The continuity of the staff. I mean, those guys, the core of the staff, no different than the core of the players, has been together now since 21. And to me, that's very important. And this is the second year in a row that I didn't think I was going to be able to have them back between he and AG and some of the other coaches, and it's worked out. So we're fortunate, and I just think you're so much further along, with what you do, and you've evolved so much over a 3-year period when you're all together. Like, for example, Ben knows exactly what I'm thinking. We're to the point now where he knows exactly what I want, how I think, just like I know how he thinks, and AG and FIP. And so there's so many things that you can skip over these steps that have already been done through a 3-year period, and you're just so much more efficient, so much better. And it happens with the players too. They know what we expect. They know, and so now we're out of this. You're out of 101, you're into 401. And that's the beauty of the continuity of the staff. Obviously we added some coaches. I appreciate the guys that were here that it just wasn't it wasn't a fit. And, but to be able to get Terrell Williams, somebody that I've had experience with, I think he's the best D-line coach in the league. If he's not, he's certainly right up there. I think he knows how to develop. He's got experience in game planning, and he's going to be beneficial for our guys up front. Deshae Townsend played a long time, coached a long time. He's going to be able to deliver exactly what AG wants in the back end. And so those guys are going to be vital. And then certainly Jim O'Neill's the defensive assistant, been a coordinator in this league, and has a wealth of experience. So those guys will be good for us defensively, really help AG finish the vision of what we're looking for.
So over the years, you driving more and more. Do you think that GMs around the league are starting to notice how valuable it is to have?
I don't know. I do know this: the league goes in trends, and there may be something to that. There could be. We've been able to have success really over a 3-year period here, and so I think there's something to it. I do know this though: there's plenty of great coaches in this league that have not been players in the NFL. So you can find a good coach anywhere that's done it. It's just a matter of finding the right person. Hold on, right here.
I was just wondering the impact of the locker room of having Jalen Reeves back.
Yeah, listen, I think it's huge. And Jerm was one of those guys that he was a core player for us, and he's the best special teams player in the league. And to be able to get him back again, he was somebody who was here in 21, and then he was a free agent, goes to Houston, and then be able to get him back again last year, and the production he had, all that he could bring for us as a core player, but also defensively. There's things he can do on defense for us, plays in dime, helps in third down, can rush, can cover. But to be able to get him re-signed was huge, and he's a vital part of what we do. He is part of the foundation, in my opinion.
Dan, it's been a month since the championship game. Obviously, a tough ending. You've had a month to dissect and digest everything. Is there anything you would have done different from a game management standpoint? Has a month off changed anything?
No, I mean, I would say, look, you're always going to, like for me, I'm always going to look back and reflect on every game that happens, and particularly the losses, those always hurt worse. And my job is to, if I can alleviate pressure, where do I do that? Where do I give our team the best chance to win? The only thing that if I could go back that I felt greedy on was at the very end of the game. And instead of just deciding what we're going to do on fourth down to hold the timeout, you can run it. And you do it on third down, and I should have waited till fourth, and at least you score, you hold on to that last timeout. But I did. I got a little bit. I thought we were going to just pop the run, and but hindsight, if the smarter thing is that you throw it, and at least the clock stops or you score, and you hold the timeout for one more chance, for another opportunity.
You mentioned a moment ago trends in the NFL. Trends happen with success. Your success opened the door for Antonio Pierce with the Raiders. A lot of people reference what you did. Can you talk about your impact when you see people like Antonio getting jobs? It's a lot of it related to your success, sir.
Well, look, I would say that Antonio did a good job over there. I mean, so that speaks for him. It's not an easy situation. I've been in that as an interim, and to take over, and you're trying to do it your way, but you're trying to keep it afloat. So, but I thought he did a tremendous job. He earned that. He earned another opportunity. So, I'm sure I am part of that, as far as not that, but just hey, maybe there is a thing with the ex-players, but I think those guys have done a good job. D'Amico's done a good job. He's earned that. So I just bring it up again. You can find good coaches that are ex-players and coaches who have never played the game at the NFL level. You can. So they're out there. You just got to find them.
You mentioned this. My guess about Jalen. Those teams more of that coming on. How important is that to him? I think it's
Yeah, I think it's huge because, he is a depth player, but he's a starter for one of our core teams. I mean, we play with three phases, and so he's the best player in the league, and one of the three, units that we use to win games. We don't just play with two units, so it was pivotal, and obviously the depth that he provides is big, and because to me and to us, if you need him, he can go out there and you're really not going to miss a beat. He's smart, he's physical, he's tough, he's crafty, he's a ball guy. So, Brad and I both believe that depth is important. Depth is very important, more so than maybe this is the guy, you can check the box, true starter, but then you've got nobody else to follow. We would rather have the depth because this league, everybody gets hurt. That's just the nature of it. We've gone through it for 3 years. But it's very important to us. And they got to be the right guys, and they got to be players that do. They fit a certain role. Yeah, look, it's been a long time. How you doing? Good. Man, I would say it's hard because, he was coming off the injury. He didn't get to play, but he got a ton of, by the end of the year, call it, probably 4 months, not 4 months, 3 months, somewhere there of practice time, and did a lot of the scout team, learned from Teddy Bridgewater, Jared Goff, and so 7-on-7, a few team reps, good on good. And the best I can tell you is there's growth. We saw growth, and that's encouraging. That's all we can ask at this point. So I don't think we entirely know what he is yet. There's not enough evidence, but I know this: we saw progress, and that's what we're looking for.
You mentioned the stats. You mentioned this. I'm going to ask you a little bit more about the combine
Come to you.
interview process. You said outline is important from your perspective. A lot of growth with this player. These guys are going in, rep with the direct questions.
Yeah, I would say there's some ad lib. And I can't say that you're using the same ad lib questions for every player, but I think more importantly, you want to know what happens if you throw a wrench into the cog. How they handle that. I think helps a little bit. And look, I bring this up every time. So much about this process this time of year, we only get 20 minutes with them, and then even in the informals too, so you only have so much time. But what you can do is eliminate the guys that man, this guy's got it. Like Jack Campbell, we mentioned it last year. We knew within 15, 20 minutes, okay, he can figure ball out, and he loves ball. He knows it. He can problem solve. So you can check him off the box. Let's go on to the next one. And so just to be able to check some of these guys off, like, okay, we know these guys got it. They understand it, man. There's something about them mentally. And that way you can start focusing on the other. You like the tape, but, man, what is the FBI really? Do we really know? And so that's why this is vital.
You mentioned the staff. You mentioned the staff. On that staff, I guess, in terms of empowering those coordinators and having them handle the calls on game day, what do you like about that?
Yeah, well, look, I think every coach on our staff, to me, I want them to feel like they're the head coach of their own room. They need to feel that way, and I think it's important that you don't micromanage. You set the tone, you set the terms for what you're looking for, and let them do their job. And I feel like our coordinators do that in the front of the room, and so do our position coaches. And to me, I think of staff no different than the players. Everybody's got a job, everybody's got a role, and all their strengths combined make us a very good unit. We all complement each other. I actually learned it from that guy right there. So,
Coach Joe Philbin was a big part of your coaching journey. He's now with the Raiders. What can Raiders fans expect to get from Joe?
I'm sorry, say again.
Joe Philbin was.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can tell you this. Joe is as detailed as they come. He's very methodical. He's very detailed. There's nothing that's going to get overlooked. And he's going to make sure that that everybody around him, the coaches to the players, thinks that way. Like there is nothing that he is not going to see, and because that's big to him. Details mean everything for him. So, and he's a grinder. I mean, Coach Philbin's a grinder. So you're going to get a guy who understands ball, he grinds, and he is very, very detail oriented. Well, I think probably the biggest thing is just having, you've been in their shoes in different situations. You've been in their shoes during training camp, after 2 or 3 weeks of practice, a second two-a-day, which it's really not 2 days anymore, but you understand what that's like. You understand after the game. You understand disappointment. You understand on a whole different level, but when you don't have a good game, or the media's on you, or your fans are on you, or you kind of understand the pressures of it, the lifestyle of it, and And I think that kind of helps you understand where they're at too. And so you can deal with them on much more of a psychological level than just X's and O's and personal. I think you just know what that's like. And I think you can, by the way you talk to them, by the way you handle them, you can relate to them in that regard.
Yeah, maybe along those lines, for the team as a whole, is there something that can be gained from the way the season ended, whether it's motivation, whatever, or is it irrelevant going forward for this team and their mindset?
No, I think that absolutely, I think we can benefit from it. Like, to me, you should benefit from every loss. I think that if the losses they don't motivate you to not lose again, and for sure to not lose an NFC Championship game, then something's wrong. Like, to me, that's the ultimate. I mean, you just don't want to have that feeling anymore. Like, you should do whatever it takes not to want to feel that. So you absolutely will benefit from that.
Dan, how are you satisfied with this and where do you see him going forward beyond that?
Yeah, he progressed, and when he was able to come back off, when we got him, week 4 of the season after he had the suspension, and all we asked of him was growth. Just get better, just get a little bit better, and just become one of the guys, somebody that we can rely on in this offense. Just do your job, and that's exactly what he did. And you can see by the end of the year, we really felt like he started to come into his own, and he is going to push to be a full-time starter now, and that's what we're looking for. And we said it before, everybody grows at a different rate, and maybe it's taken him a little bit longer, but he is developing and he's growing, and he is certainly one of the team. The kid's come on, so we got high hopes for him. We see him continuing to grow as long as he gets back and puts the work in, like we believe he will, because he's shown that. He's only going to get better and better and better. I really didn't know. Here's what I know about Ben. Like, Ben's not. When Ben is focused on this, he's focused on this, and nothing's going to move that for him. And so once this item is done, he can close it. Then he'll move on to the next one. So. I don't know the whole interview process, all those, but I know this. His whole focus was on helping us win, and it wasn't about preparing for interviews. And so I guess you just never know how they're going to play out. I know this. He's more than capable of being a head coach. He's qualified. By the way people have hired in this league before, he's more than qualified. But here's what I love about Ben. Ben's not going to do anything that he doesn't want to do, that he really wants to do, or that he doesn't feel like he's ready for. So I'm glad we got him back. He's one of us.
Dan, there's a lot of people that are not going to say he can't become a superstar. Can you talk about him as a leader and how he progressed this season and even how he responded to that loss in the playoffs?
Yeah. I don't look, and I get it because it hasn't happened yet. I mean, just people saying that, but I don't get it because, take the NFC Championship game. I thought he played a good game for us. He gave us a chance to win that, and I just feel like, man, since he's been here, I've seen a quarterback who's gotten better and better and better and has grown every year, and I would say who's gotten better under pressure every year and really just rise to the challenge. And he's more and more confident. He's more comfortable. So I've said this before. To me, Jared Goff is a winning quarterback. You can win. You can win in this league with that guy, and you can't say that for a lot of guys. So I'm glad that he's here. I'm glad he's ours, and you could argue he's grown more than a lot of players we've had. People don't always see that, but he really has, man. For a guy who's been in this league a little bit but has continued to improve. It's a credit to him. All right, thanks.